Welcome aboard, folks, and welcome back to our regular viewers. My name is Rod. I'm an airline pilot with one of our nation's leading legacy carriers here in America. And today I have another tech review for you, the Icon DC-1X. All right, folks, a little bit about this headset. Of course, the DC-1X is David Clark's flagship headset. It is top of the line tier headset that they have, and it is a fantastic headset. From an overall standpoint, some of the generalized performance specs of the headset. Frequency response is from 12 hertz to 15,000. Sensitivity is 93 decibel SPL. Total harmonic distortion is less than 1%, and the weight is at 12.3 ounces. So we're looking at a very capable instrument, a light headset, and I'm going to tell you, I love this headset. It is fantastic. If you'd like to get right to the meats and potatoes of this stuff, do skip ahead to the conclusion. I do enjoy looking at thorough reviews. This will be a thorough review. We're going to be evaluating the headset on many categories. They will be performance, comfort, build quality, functionality, value for money, durability, style, and then we'll wrap it up in the conclusion with some pros and cons. First item on the list, performance, right? We're very concerned about performance because ultimately the headset, it needs to attenuate noise. How does this headset accomplish it? Both passive and active. The passive noise attenuation is done simply by the material selection, the size and the thickness of the ear cup, which to save weight, they kept it relatively low. Most of the noise attenuation is done passively via the hybrid electronic noise cancellation. They call it the hybrid ENC. The hybrid ENC is comprised of your typical external mic that picks up the sound signature outside. And then after the noise is canceled, they have an internal mic as well, kind of like as an integrity monitoring for it to evaluate how much of the noise it's canceling. And the algorithm, I'm sure, takes all that into consideration and evaluates it to do the electronic noise cancellation. The ENC range is from 20 hertz to 1 kilohertz with peak attenuation of 30 decibels at 150 hertz, which is significant. Yeah, obviously you can really tell 30 decibels at 150 hertz, which is right in that, deep frequency range, which exposure to low frequencies for an extended period of time will fatigue you impressively so. It will definitely cause a lot of fatigue. So the fact that it attenuates right in that bandwidth is fantastic. The system is powered by two AA batteries that are located behind the clip here, and it lasts about 50 hours, which is really good. That's a long time. The system is very energy conscious and it just sips on it. So it performs right there with the very best in the industry, right? As far as the microphone itself, picks up anywhere from 150 hertz all the way to 8,000 hertz. Voice communication is extremely clear, and I definitely enjoy how it sounds. Overall, utilizing this headset on the 737 aircraft, which is what I fly, I did experience, from a performance standpoint, electromagnetic interference that comes from the windshield heating of the aircraft, which is interesting. I'm not sure what kind of shielding that has to go into this, but I will say that that is the biggest negative aspect of utilizing this headset aboard the 737 aircraft. Now, mind you, all the airplanes are different out there, and they all have very unique sound signatures. Even the 737s, compared to each other, have very unique sound signatures. They sound very different, not just from noise, but also the electromagnetic interference is different from tail number to tail number. So There's something to be said about that. The shielding on it, though, whatever it is, there's no material that I have read or seen about it. It does allow for some humming to come through as a consequence of that. It is light, but it is present, and it is something for you to be aware of. Next up is comfort. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is where this headset shines. Because out of all of the around the ear and over the head designs I've ever tried, these are the most comfortable headset I've ever had. This is the number one most comfortable headset on the market that I have tried. I haven't tried all of them out there, but I've tried the high-end ones, and these are just fantastic. The Outlast headband pad, foam pad on top, according to their own website, allows for a lot of breathability, which from a user experiences standpoint, I think it checks out. It does not generate a lot of heat. The headband does expand and contract like so, and it's not too easy to do it, which is good because you don't want it moving. The ear cups swivel, and of course they pivot as well. And it compresses into this incredibly compact package, which is superb. The leatherette on the ears are incredibly comfortable. Overall, I can't say enough about this. Supremely comfortable. The boom mic swivels really easily. And since it does go all the way around, you can use this one way or the other, left or right. You can put the boom mic on the left or the boom mic on the right. When you do that, do keep in mind the left and right will be reversed if you're not going exactly how they wired it, right? So if you switch it around, you're just going to be left as right and right as left. Hopefully that wasn't too confusing. But it's true, that does happen. The wire is thin. Some headsets have really thick wire. Now, I did just mention about electromagnetic interference, so I don't know if the thinness of the wire is the reason why it suffers from it, but I do know that it makes it supremely manageable. It's very easy. It doesn't create a lot of tension like many headsets do. So the wire not being too thick allows for the headset to just be very, very comfortable, which is really nice. This is how it would look, of course. Good old standard headset, band around the ear, supremely comfortable. I've had extremely long days with it, and I've experienced absolutely zero discomfort. Additionally, the ear cup pressure, as far as the clamping pressure and how hard it squeezes, is minimalistic. There is not a lot of pressure. Now, I will say this. The lightness of the pressure may actually create lesser attenuation. Of course, I wasn't part of the R&D team, so I don't know if you were to clamp down hard, if you would in effect get a higher level of canceling. I do know it is very light pressure. And that's a wonderful thing, right? For a long day, which as an airline pilot in today's day and age, we do have extremely long days. Last item about comfort would be the inherent disadvantage of a full ear cup design, right? So in the peak of summer, in the peak of the heat, where you're experiencing some very high flight deck temperatures, there's nothing you can do about the fact that you got a gigantic ear cup around your ear, right? So it will always generate more heat than an in-ear design. And that's just a natural byproduct of it. That being said, out of the models that have over the year, I found these to generate very low heat. So that is very well managed. As far as build quality is concerned, again, material choices are fantastic. I haven't had these for too long, though I have used them quite a bit. And I do think overall, I don't really see a big weakness at the present time. The plugs are all incredibly well manufactured. The quality is great, reinforced. The Overall control pack is fantastic, reinforced cables on both sides. And of course, at this level, you would expect the build quality to be where it is, which is fantastic. As a flagship product from an icon of a company who's been around forever and has a strong foothold in the aviation industry, the David Clark just delivers. It really is fantastic, great build quality. From a functionality standpoint, again, it does supremely well. As you would expect, again, a product that is a flagship and it is at this cost. I'm just going to go down the list to make sure I don't miss any of these items for you. So we got Bluetooth, which works fantastically well, reversible boom, dual volume controls, fail-safe ANR operation. We got the ANR on off. Night mode. I'll come back to this. Stereo mono, auto off. Several different types of plugs that you can order. Dual, single, 6-pin, the U174 for the Hilo guys. One cable clip and one control module mounting clip, and a collapsible headset for storage. So we'll talk about these items a little bit more. With regards to night mode, this is one of those times that manufacturers actually paid attention to a design detail aspect that has a huge impact into the daily operation of the product, which is invaluable. This is really worth mentioning. But if you are going to fly at night, the ANR headsets tend to have a blinking light to give you the status of the battery and the fact that the ANR system is working, right? Those blinking lights are typically really strong, and they can light up the flight deck or be in a corner of your field of vision and be very bothersome at night, especially after your eyes have gotten adapted to low light condition. Hold the Bluetooth button, turn on the ANR system on this aircraft, and it will, this headset, and it will turn itself on in night mode. It's on, and it's not blinking. And it's that level of attention to detail that just puts this, that next level up. You understand? Really great. The night mode is one of my favorite features about it. The other aspect of it that I really, really like is the mounting clip. So with every headset I've ever had, I gotta add another clip or another, you get a rubber band or you create this device so that it can somehow, you can attach it somewhere on the flight deck, right? Well, David Clark figured out that we all do this, and they put a clip on this control module. So you can just go ahead and do what you would normally and clip it in the flight deck. And it's done so with this absolutely sturdy, fantastic built-in OEM part, and it just clips onto the flight deck. Great attention to detail. It does make my life better when I use it. So kudos, right? That's pretty good. And the collapsible headset aspect of it is also fantastic. This is extremely compact. So if you think about the size of this package for what it delivers as far as performance and quality, absolutely superb. We're all traveling, and you have to travel with a very small headset bag that frees up space in your bag for everything else that you'd like to carry, which something to be said about that. Again, to my knowledge, that as far as I've tried, by best headset as far as size and portability is concerned. Next item on the list would be value for money. So this is really a personal decision, right? How much are you willing to spend on your headset? So I do this for a living. I'm flying constantly, and I'm clocking in hours all the time, pushing 11,000 flight hours. So for me, though it is extremely expensive at $895 right now in 2021 dollars here in America, I do think it is well worth the investment, right? I get the return on my investment. I use it all the time. So obviously, I've been buying some headsets for the channel and trying it on and going through some long-term testing to give you guys some really honest and just non-sponsored feedback as this is. I bought it with my own money. Um, so at $895, I think it's worth the investment. I think it performs really well. From a durability standpoint, the headset, again, pretty standard. Wearables are easily swappable, changeable, and rather affordable. They also don't wear out too fast, so you don't have to swap them too frequently. So overall, operating cost of the headset is not high. It's on par with the competition. Nothing too much to talk about there, except that it does have a 5-year warranty. So kudos on that. Additionally, it is FAA TSO C139A certified. The certification is necessary for me to utilize this headset in a Part 121 or scheduled passenger travel. So this headset does comply with FAA TSO compliance, and it meets manufacturing standards. So obviously it's solid build, great durability, right? Style, again, very subjective. However, some manufacturers do go for a subdued style, kind of inconspicuous, and try to make it, hide. Not David Clark. They do have this green design, which is iconic, classic. You look at it, you know what it is, right? I personally am rather fond of the green. I mean, it is a tool of a professional while you are in the flight deck operating your aircraft. So I don't mind the green at all. I don't mind the style at all. I really do like it. I like this green. It's iconic. It means something. It stands for something. It's great. I like it. Now, overall, it isn't as bulky as some of the headsets that I used to have in the past. So for me, I think it's pretty good. I like the style. Let me know if you do. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Now on to the conclusion. So let's wrap it all up and just bring you the pros and cons at this time. Down the list, some of the pros are extremely comfortable, excellent noise attenuation performance, quiet mic transmitting to ATC, control module with the built-in clip and a night mode, extremely collapsible storage for travel, and thin, easy wires to manage for yourself. So that's fantastic. The cons are the following. The electromagnetic interference that I experienced aboard the 737 is a big deal. Now, mind you, the right seat and the left seat experience different levels because I've flown with individuals, other pilots that have this headset are flying on the left seat, and they did not notice the strong electromagnetic interference as I did on the right seat. So depending on the seat, depending on the aircraft, keep that in mind. But for me, it is a factor. Other thing too is the sunglasses do tend to break the seal a little bit more than some of the competition. So that's not good, right? But I do notice an increase in noise floor as you're wearing your sunglasses. Now, every single headset will break the seal, some more, some less. And this one just happens to be just a smidge more than some of the competitors. The last item on the cons is also, for me personally, a bit of a big deal. And when you listen to other A&R headsets, from what I've noticed, they all do this. Now, they do it to a different degree, and they do it at a different region in the frequency spectrum. They break their A&R canceling to some degree. Whenever you speak yourself via intercom, there's a slight increase in the noise floor. I've noticed this with all the headsets I've tried. The frequency at which this breaks increases the noise floor is not really on the lower end, which would perhaps make it a little bit less noticeable. It is more like in the 500 hertz range. So it is not in that, thick, low end. It is a little bit more in the, a little bit more on the wind end of things. And that can be very perceptible to me, who has good hearing, and I pay attention to this and I'm reviewing these. So I'm very cognizant of it. But there's that increase in noise floor right around that wind range. And the decibel increase is a little bit noticeable. Now, this is very personal and it depends on the airplane, but I'm just letting you know what I've experienced with the headset. Now, those are the three biggest cons I could find, and the list of pros is gigantic, right? So, do I think this is a worthy buy and a great headset? Absolutely, I do. This is just magnificent. It's got a lot going for it, and it is fantastic. I would say if your aircraft doesn't experience some of that EMI interference or some of that intercom issue, which may be associated with the intercom panel that we have on the 737. I have not flown other aircraft with this headset. That may mitigate all those issues altogether, and then it becomes an even greater, better headset and better experience all around. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That is it. That is the wonderful DC-1X headset review. I hope you've enjoyed it. And make sure to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and stay tuned for the next video that will be coming out next week on our channel. Again, your support is greatly appreciated, and we do need it to keep it growing. Folks, do appreciate you sharing your time with me, and until next time, fly safe.